Some house guests just never leave when you want them to. It's Thursday, November 2nd. Flippity-flopping on the ground. We're heading to movies to go see Thor, Ragnarok. I used to be really excited about going to see Marvel movies. And then it became kind of a chore to have to go see Marvel movies because there's so many of them. But I'm really looking forward to this movie. I think, based off of Planet Hulk and the storyline, I'm gonna go check it out. The trailers look great. Yeah, that's Mary. Alright, so about 2.5 hours later, we're back home. I'm gonna get some quick thoughts about the movie from Mary. I guess first of all, Mary, scale or not, what did you think as far as a rating?
Oh, it's a 5, definite.
5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you didn't like the movie?
No, not at all. It had me laughing through the whole entire thing.
You like the characters?
Mm-hmm.
Any specific non-spoilerish plot points?
No. I liked one character a lot. He stepped in it like multiple times throughout, and
Korg.
yeah, had like one-liners and pretty funny.
Just funny? Is Thor a comedy? It's just a comedy?
No, Thor is very nice to look at.
Oh. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's your entire review?
Yes.
Thor is nice to look at. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
One of the characters is really funny.
Yep.
And it's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Thor, Ragnarok. I've got my Thor hammer cup. Oh, I didn't realize it has the logo on it. So, just in case you're ever confused, 20 years from now when you look back and think, like, where the hell did I get this thing? That's where it came from. Thor Ragnarok was an awesome movie. I am a huge Marvel fan, for those that are not familiar with the channel, as well as all of this stuff here. But as far as the Marvel Universe goes, I used to, when Iron Man 1 came out, and I can't remember even off the top of my head how many years ago that was, I remember thinking, if they were, the rumors that were started to float out there about potentially putting together all of these characters and floating them out there to build this Marvel Universe, I used to think, man, it's an incredible time to be alive, and I need to basically live until the time that I'm able to see all of these characters hit into the Avengers and tell this storyline. Then it got to a point of, we saw the Avengers 1, the first Avengers movie, and I thought, that's great. We can call it quits now. We've pretty much seen it all, until we start to have this storyline start to tease out around Thanos. And unfortunately, we're not in the other room where we have like the Thanos glove and all of that, the Marvel goodness. You want to see this Thanos storyline come to fruition. And then I think leading into this movie, if you see me walking into the theater, I was kind of apprehensive because Marvel movies have become kind of a thing that I feel like I'm obligated to have to see. There's so many characters, and I know that people that I think that are of a younger generation that are coming into Marvel characters and getting to know them through Marvel Universe may think that this is a completely off-base subject or statement. A lot of the characters that we're seeing throughout these Marvel movies are tertiary characters. They're what I would consider B-level, C-level type characters. And to me, Marvel Universe, growing up, your blockbuster characters were Spider-Man, they were Hulk. To me, Captain America, to a degree. I was growing up even in the 70s and 80s, like a huge fan of the Avengers and then the Defenders and also the X-Men. So I would say like X-Men characters as a team, kind of grade A level also. And then you get to like B level characters. I think like the Iron Man character, and you get to characters, even Thor I would put as like a B level type character, because I think for hardcore comic fans, there's a lot of Thor fans out there, and that type of comic reader. The same thing like Doctor Strange has, that type of fan base. But I don't think that it's like as easily adaptable or relatable for casual fans to get into those particular characters. So when we started seeing these movies like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and things like that, I was like, wow, we're going deep. Now we have Black Panther, on the cusp of coming out. And I think like we're going really deep with characters. So the first Thor movie I thought was great. Second Thor movie kind of brought it back to like, maybe like casual fans aren't going to be into this. But Thor Ragnarok was incredible the entire way through. I think that Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is learning their formulatic, film over film, where there's a healthy dose of humor written into the scripts, as well as action and plot line to advance not only the movie's plot along, but the bigger overall picture of where we're going. And I can say in Thor Ragnarok, like Mary said, it's very, very funny. The script, there's a lot of great lines in that movie. The characters are really engaging. I thought Chris Hemsworth did a fantastic job. I really loved seeing Thor back with Loki again and that dynamic in this movie. I loved seeing Anthony Hopkins' character, be brought back, and there's no spoilers here, but there's some real fun stuff there as well. And for those that don't know the plot of the movie, this is a movie around end times for Asgard, from Thor's sister that is coming back, Hera, to try to take the throne of Asgard. And for those that also don't know, where I alluded to at the beginning of this video about Planet Hulk, if you remember at the end of Avengers 2, you kind of didn't see Hulk again, and we kind of wondered, like, what's happening? Is he getting his own movie, or will he pop back up with the Guardians, and how does things tie back, how will things tie back in? Everything ties together here, and it ties together really well. For comic fans, I think you're going to love seeing some of these characters. Seeing Valkyrie on screen, for me, especially being a Defenders fan, and not the Netflix Defenders, but comic Defenders, it was great. I thought the casting was a little bit weird at first for Valkyrie, but you could just get to, if you can separate between comics and cinema, the casting I thought was great. When Valkyrie gets her costume, in the movie, it's awesome. As a fanboy, I wanted to cheer multiple times in this movie. You get to see Aragon, the Pegasus. It's really like taking life from the pages of comics that I read as a kid and pulling it all together. Hulk is fantastic. Jeff Goldblum in the movie as Grandmaster, awesome. You can't go wrong with Jeff Goldblum in your movie. It's just extremely well acted. The story is great. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of comedy. I'm anxious to go back to see it again. I think a couple of years ago when Guardians of the Galaxy 1 came out, I thought this was it. This was the best that we've seen as far as Marvel characters being portrayed on screen, and I absolutely loved that movie. I still love it now, but I believe at this point I love Thor Ragnarok a little bit more, so I give it 5 out of 5. I'd encourage you to go see it. Let me know in the comments below if you like the movie when you go to see it. Do not leave any spoilers, because you don't want to leave spoilers for folks that aren't able to get to see the movie right away. So on that note, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for all of your likes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Drinking Diet Coke out of Hammer. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.